Yo. Check. Are we live? I think we might be. Am I live? Hello? I think it's live. Whatever. We'll have to figure this out. Slow. If you're seeing this and you're in the chat, you know, write in the chat. I'm gonna try to figure a couple of things out here. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Give me the chat. I don't want that. I want the chat. What is this? I'm live. Okay, what's up, people? Howdy. We're talking this stupid ass book. I can see the chat. Thank you, Seesaw. I'm just trying to put the chat up on the screen here too. If I can manage that. Let's see. Chat. No. God damn it. Ah, fuck it. Alright, I don't want to show all that shit. Whatever. Whatever, that purple box is just gonna be a purple box then, I guess. Umbra, I love the book. Saving the last chapter for after my hospital stuff. It's a thing. It's a thing I do. I'm gonna head out in a sec to avoid spoilers. I don't know that there will be that many spoilers on the stream. But, you know, feel free. I just want to talk to people about it. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I haven't even read the thing. I have no idea what's going on with it. Also, the stream, we're taking calls on the stream. You can call in now at 612-293-8091 if you want to chat some shit about the book. Or just leave some questions and comments in the chat, and I will address those. This is just sort of a test stream to sort of get my feet wet troubleshooting-wise for Saturday. So I don't absolutely shit the bed on that one, because I've shit the bed on so many streams before. And hopefully we can work out any kinks. So if the stream starts going severely downhill from like a technical perspective, just let me know in the chat. I have no idea what I'm doing with this stuff, but this purple box, I'll fix that. And I'll have somebody teach me how to put the goddamn chat in the fucking window here. Okay. All right. Well, do I even have a copy of the book near me? I don't. I'm going to grab one. Well, I mean, seeing as how I need participation for this stream to even work, we'll see how long I do this test stream for. I would like to get a call, but let me do my like obligatory. Let me like post that I'm streaming on social media and shit. Maybe that will help. But yeah, I mean, I guess in good news about Ashtray, I'm very grateful and like happy with how the release went, and I have more stuff coming in that vein. I don't really want to get too deep into what that is, but like a thing is already pretty far along done, kind of. I don't know how the release of it we're trying to figure out, but Slouch, the guy who did the cover of Ashtray, which is fucking sweet and swag and awesome. It's, it's so beautiful. He is a part of that project, and we're both, I think, quite excited about it. And we got our first fucking caller. You guys in the chat, let me... Shane. Okay. Shane, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Mr. Mammoth. How are you?
I'm also doing good. I'm gonna just let before we get into this, people in the chat, let me know how he's coming through volume wise, or if I have to tweak that or fuck with that. Uh, all right, Shane.
Should I yell?
I don't know
Get
that you
some
need
get
to
some rain?
yell.
Calibrate?
I think you're doing okay so far. My headphones are so fucked. But Shane, how are you? What are you up to right now?
I'm well. I'm walking around outside of a Starbucks.
Okay. All right. Do you get coffee or something?
I get hot chocolate because caffeine fucks with me. But
Really?
yeah,
Well, I feel like I drank too much caffeine today and it almost gave me a panic attack.
yeah. We try and avoid that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Um.
But I guess, have you read the book?
Yeah. Okay. I started it. You're gonna be disappointed. I haven't finished it yet.
I'm not disappointed. I think, being honest, I think it's sort of a slightly insane thing to like be a YouTuber and drop a book to people who like, not that many people read, I feel like. So I'm not
That's a good
disappointed.
point.
I'm happy that you got it at all. So how far are you? Where are you at?
I like the book. I'm about halfway.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Well, I guess, do you have any thoughts, questions, ideas about it so far? Anything you want to talk about?
I do have an idea. I have an idea.
Okay.
Do you know who Stanislav Lem is?
Stanislav Lem. Part of me wants to say yes, but I'm going to go ahead and say no.
So he wrote the book Solaris, which was turned into.
That's why I
Oh,
just saw Solaris like a month and a half ago, and I swear I saw that fucker's name.
oh,
Yeah, that movie fucking rules.
okay, yeah. No, that movie does rule, but Tarkovsky makes it, like the cosmological horror
Right.
aspects. He brings that in the movie. But why I thought of Lem reading you is he likes sci-fi and he likes really like zany shit, but it's also very funny. Like sometimes it's horrible and sometimes it's funny, and I sort of got that tone from your book.
Okay. That's interesting. I feel like I knew it was an adaptation, but now I think I'm going to have to pick up that book.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I guess I thank you. That's sort of like I don't even I like weird and zany ideas, but I almost hesitate to call my book a sci-fi because so much of sci-fi is trash. But I guess that is kind of what it is. It's like futuristic, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
There's a lot
the
of
funny
yeah, there's
and
a,
the other shit really balances that out.
yeah. So what inspired you to write this book?
I think part of me has always wanted to write a book. I was like, more into before I got into like filmmaking, I was definitely more into reading and writing and stuff. And just sort of happened to fall down the whatever you would call it, rabbit hole, poor decision path of becoming a YouTuber. And so I was on a phone call with a friend of mine, and he told me that he was writing a book. And I was like, this fucking idiot's writing a book? No way. And so the next morning, I started writing Ashtray, just out of pure spite for this man who I was like, how have I not written a book yet, and this guy is well on his way to making one? Like, what am I doing with my life? Was the sort of feeling I was overcome by, because it was always this thing that I wanted to do, but it felt far too lofty. It was like, oh, I can't possibly write a book. Like, the only things I'm capable of are 5-minute YouTube videos. And then I realized it was just as easy and hard as starting it. So I got to it.
The good old fashioned race. That's good.
Exactly. And I did beat him to the finish. He's still writing his book now, but his book is a nonfiction, research heavy book that's not stupid. So probably makes
interesting.
sense. Yeah.
Do you feel like you are in part mythologizing your personal life through this book?
Describe exactly what you mean, or maybe rephrase the question.
Well, it just feels like, despite the post-apocalyptic setting, it's almost like the feeling of like you're elevating like an everyday experience into something like surreal or
Right.
fictional.
Okay. So I totally feel you, and I think that is partially what I'm doing. But I don't think Isaac is me, if that's the question. Um, I would never act in the ways that he does. I'm not gonna like delineate how, but I will say, I think that also just shows that I sort of wear my influences on my sleeve a little bit, because I love Haruki Murakami's books. And I feel like all of his books are just fucking average nobodies who find themselves in insane situations. Also kind of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that sort of thing. Like I love a talentless character who is the protagonist for some reason, and then the world is insane, you know?
Right.
So I think I just find that idea fun and compelling to toy with, because it's like, yeah, I guess in a sense it's like I'm not Isaac and I wouldn't do the things he does, but I can find him relatable, and that's why I feel like I can write him. Whereas I could not write, like, I don't know, Conan the Barbarian, I don't know, Hercules.
Yeah.
But good question. I like that question.
I guess I'll have one final question, and then I'll let some other people call in.
All right, Shane. Thank you for calling. You were the first caller. It was great.
Perfect.
What's the final question? You're leaving me hanging.
I know. I've set it up. When you look back on it, first of all, I know some artists are like, they would never. Like if somebody made a movie, there's a lot of people, they would never see their own movie. Have you read your own book, and are there like parts that I feel like any artist, when they look at their art, they feel something, whether it's like disgust and they're like, oh shit, why'd I put that out?
Right.
Or, sometimes they can be a little more balanced. I know it just came out, so this is like,
well, it did just come out,
review.
But it also has been written for a much longer time, because actually getting a book made was a big pain in the butt. But so I feel like I can
after digesting it. How do you feel? How do you feel about your artwork?
I feel okay. Let me put out the experience that I had. So getting the book made was a real pain in the butt, and it took forever, like months. But it was worthwhile because it got made to a quality level that I like. But that said, I thought I was going to be super hyped when I got the physical copies of the book, and I was, because it had been like 5 months in the making. And I got the copy, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll fucking read through it real quick to like check for typos, make sure everything looks good. Opened to the first page, got about a paragraph in, and I was like, I cannot read this. I am disgusted and revolted.
Okay.
I could not do it, but that was a few months ago. I have not read it in full. I have been doing a recording for an audio version, so I've been reading it aloud, but I feel like I'm allowed to, in doing that, I'm like detached from like really absorbing it, because I'm just kind of reading and not really, I don't know, like reading aloud, and I don't really feel like I'm taking it in that much. My overall feeling is like, I can do a lot better. I like the book. I think I did a good job. I think there are problems. I have problems with it. But it really just motivates me to be like, oh, you guys think this is good? Well, just fucking I wish you could see what I was writing right now, but it's going to be
There
a
you
fucking
go.
zillion years. So I just feel like I want
Hell
to,
yeah.
I'm glad I did this because it showed me what was like possible. And now it's almost shown me that much more is possible. I can go a lot deeper and harder and write something a bit heftier next time.
That's wonderful. And it's like, you know, what author, their first book is their best? That never happens.
That never happens. I mean, yeah, I'm glad I didn't shit the bed with this one. Like I at least feel like it's fine, you know? So there's that. And I feel like I went hard enough on all the like manufacturing, and Slouch killed it. I think it's a very beautiful book. I love looking at it, but I don't open it.
The cover is amazing.
Shout out to Slouch. What a fucking beast.
Slouch, you're a god.
Yes, he is.
And Mammoth, you should be proud. You've put something out there into the world, which many people do not do. So I appreciate you.
I thank you, Shane. I appreciate you. Thanks for calling.
Of course. And here's to many more callers.
Yes, sir. Talk soon. Okay. That was the first call. Successful first call. I don't know what's going on in the chat. Let's see. I'd never shit in a shopping cart. You know, I mean, like, not in the current world as we live in it, Connor, but of course, like, if I was in his position, I think that's the fun part about writing in this sort of post-apocalypse where he's all alone. It's just sort of like, what would I do? You know, if literally no one was around and there were no rules. It's kind of a fun thought experiment, but you know, I think the problem with Isaac's predicament is that a guy like him and a guy like me, were the apocalypse to truly happen, we'd both most certainly be dead, and that's sort of the anyways, Cecil, are you thinking at all about adapting the book or parts of it into a video? You know, there's parts of the book that writing it, I tried. This was like a long time ago now. This is like a year ago. But I tried adapting the noises in my head to a video, and it did not work. It didn't work. I don't want to say too much about that because that is a thing that I'm working on. That particular character, but that will not be a video. But another thing comes up later in the book, which is just sort of Isaac's musings on aging, and like getting older and feeling pain, and he just, you know, contemplates how aging is painful and it hurts and it sucks. That I did adapt into a video script, and I even shot some stuff for it with my friend Mitch while he was here visiting me in Minneapolis. And, you know, I have all that footage. I've never done anything with it. I just, we didn't get enough. I got super sick when he was visiting. And the second day he was here, I couldn't stand up for more than 10 seconds at a time without feeling just immense amounts of body pain. So we lost one of our 2 days of shooting. So I have like half a video that I think is kind of funny, but like it was not enough to make into anything. And then I just sort of like moved on from the idea. But it was never have I tried to like take Isaac as a character and like put his narrative I just like that little thing about aging. It's like I just shifted that into an advertisement about getting old, or it was more like a BBC documentary about aging. And so it was like completely divorced from the book. I've never tried to adapt like Isaac's character or narrative into any sort of video. I don't know how I would do it. People have said that to me, like, oh, you know, it's like sort of like a no-brainer, you know, you make videos, you wrote a book, you know, take parts of the book. It's just like the book is such a plotless expanse that I'm like, it is very much a slice of life that I'd be like, what, you know, I'd have to like pick out a piece of it where like consequential things happen, and then sort of, I don't know how I do it. And then it's like, the fun of the book is, or I guess the fun of writing versus making videos is that I can be totally ungrounded in reality. I don't have to, heed my limitations in the physical at all. I can write whatever I want. So a lot of this stuff I simply wouldn't be able to pull off. So another thing that makes me think of, though, one video that does exist is me and my buddy, we came up with the idea of Brain Blink together like 2 years ago now, for a little like corporate explainer video that's dystopian about like AI taking over your brain, and like making you a slave while you work your corporate job, and then you wake up after you take the Brain Blink pod out and you're at home, and so you get to skip your job, and just when you put the Brain Blink in. And I got that as far as a storyboard, but I have not animated it yet. But we have like the temp audio, the script's written, and now it's just a 2-year-old project that I have left in the dust. But we have Brain Blink is like another thing that existed before Ashtray, that became, the Blink Corporation that Albert works for and all that stuff. That was just supposed to be a video at first, and then it's just something I did not see through to the end, because a king of dropping projects that I lose motivation for, that I watch back the the storyboard and with the voiceover, and it's like you can see what the animation would have been, and I didn't find it that funny, and I was like, this would need a massive rewrite if we were gonna put it out, and I just didn't really have any ideas. But I loved the idea that we had made together about this sort of like dystopian tech company. And so, eventually, thankfully, it's like a lot of these ideas that I have that I don't get to see through to the end, I'm able to go back with the book and put it in the book. It's like, for example, Oscar the Cow. I wrote that political cartoon joke that is like the cover of the puzzle. I must have wrote that like 7 years ago. So Oscar the Cow is the oldest idea in that book. And so I think that one of the coolest parts for me has just been able to like get off a lot of the ideas that I've had that I just lying around, Similar idea to Brain Blink, French animated movie Mars Express. People sell their brain power to corporations for hours at a time. Yeah, that is very similar. It's, the Brain Blink idea, definitely, I'm expanding upon that too. But it is just like, yeah, you are becoming a corporate slave essentially, but they're just framing it up as convenient for you so that you can just wake up, live your life outside of the confines of, let me see if I can find that explainer ad. I could play it. If I still have it up on my YouTube unlisted. Let's see. I might have deleted that shit. It's so old. Oh, I do. Wow. Okay, sick. And we're getting a call, so that will have to wait.
Call from
Dylan.
Dylan.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. My day has had its ups and downs, but we're here. I'm having fun.
It's crazy to actually talk to you. I've only ever seen you on the YouTube.
It's crazy to ever talk to you, too. I've never seen or heard you.
Hey, I just wanted to say, your wood chip video. So I run a small worker-owned cooperative farm in Nebraska.
Okay.
And I bought this wood chipper about 3 years ago.
Amazing.
I stopped using it because there's a lot of work to chip some wood. I just turned over to buying mulch. And, I didn't realize that there was another great use of a wood chipper. So that video that you shared was really, really impactful. Turned our farm into a lucrative business.
Incredible. I mean, I'm glad to hear it. There's almost infinite uses for a wood chipper. It could grind up literally anything.
Anything.
Did you sell the wood chipper? Or do you still have it?
I still have it. I mean, I'm running it right now, actually.
Incredible. Because here's the thing, dude. I've literally been like, the wood chipper video is like a personal favorite of mine And I've been trying to find other large machinery to use to make like other videos like that, like literally like not even change the script, because I'm like, all right, I figured this out. Just want to fuck around with large machinery. I don't know where Nebraska is, but if you let me come to your farm and use your machines, I would be very grateful.
Yeah, of course. We're in Lincoln, Nebraska, so you have my number now. You could give me a call.
Oh, hell yeah. Do you have any other large machines?
I have a walk-behind tractor.
Oh, what is it? So what is that? What is that exactly? What is a walk-behind
It's
tractor?
like a two-wheeled tractor. It's got lots of implements that are very good at cutting things, you know?
You just push it along? Is it motorized?
Yeah, you push it along, and it's motorized.
Okay, sweet. Okay, interesting. Because I see all these like giant cranes and shit around me. There's so much construction going on, and I'm like, God, what do I got to do to like get people to let me use this?
Maybe some like wet cement, you know?
Yeah.
Get some props to stick into it, and yeah, I bet you can make a good bit there.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the wood chipper video. I'm glad it opened your mind a little bit, and I'm glad your business is succeeding. Now, this is a book stream. Do you have my book?
I don't, but I'm just about to purchase it. So.
Wow. Okay, that's the best. Honestly, guys, if you call in and you haven't gotten the book, and you get the book, that's the best outcome here. That's the win.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting.
I hope you like it. If you like the wood chipper video, there's no wood chippers in the book, but there's other stuff that's also good. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, I love that kind of humor.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling in, Dylan. You have anything left to say?
No. Take care.
Right.
Thank you very much for all the videos that you make. They're very high quality. I love them.
Thank you, man. Thank you for watching. Talk soon.
Take care, Mammoth.
Okay, Tony, come here. My cat is in the room, fellas. Bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum. Come on, jump up. He's very tough to Okay, there we go. Say hi to the people, Mr. Tones. Come on, say something. Okay. So that's Tony. It was so expensive to ship the book to England, but I'm so glad I did it. I know, man. I'm sorry. It was really... Shopify fucks foreign shipping, and there's not a real good way for me to get around that. I like have looked into it, and I got it as cheap as I can figure out. So, yeah. Piston reveal. Piston could be mackerel as well. You don't know. I have 2 cats, so it's... Let me try and angle this down a little. There we go. But Tony is a baller, Mikey. I don't know. But yes. Okay. Let me see. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I could play that Brain Blink ad at some point. I might. Maybe I. Let's see. It's a real shitty animatic, but it's. Let's see. Tony just licks the underside of my desk sometimes because he's an idiot. Okay. All right. That's good enough. Let's put that up here. All right. That's not an ideal way to... I wish I could, Tony, stop licking me. You're disgusting. All right. Let's crop this shit so I can figure it out. Crop. I'm so bad at OBS. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see. Crop. 150. All right, fuck it. I'm going to just play this shit. Call in. Feel free to interrupt. I have not tried the underside of my desk, man. It might be tasty. You're right.
Is this how you thought your life would turn out? Day after day after day. A mountain of files, documents, responsibilities. It's hard to keep your head above water. Don't you wish your life could always be like this?
Drinking beer and playing with my son.
Now it can. With Brain Blink, we take a different angle when it comes to connection. Our lightning-fast, top-of-the-line AI flies into action, handling your tasks more efficiently than ever before.
Completing
BrainBlink
all the
AI takes over your
tasks.
consciousness and does the work for you, so by the time you wake up, you're ready for some R&R. Here's how it works. Fill out a brief questionnaire and meet with one of our certified lab technicians. You're just a 20-minute procedure away from living life on your terms. So you can stop living here and start living here in the blink of an eye. A new workplace technology for a new world. BrainBlink. Get to where you want to be. And don't worry about your family, because they'll be here, too.
I love that little last line. We wanted to just make it like really, like play it pretty straight the whole time. Let me put this away now. And I think we pulled that off, but I love that little last line of like, and don't worry about your family because they'll be here too. It's like very dark, and it is also just watching it back. I do sort of wish I had animated it all the way through, and I don't think that that's off the table. But I think it needs a little bit of a rewrite or something to I don't know, make it more consequential. I've been reading your book little by little every night, and I'm about halfway through. Inspired me to expand upon a surreal short story I made a few years ago. Thanks, Chief. Good for you, Motorbomb. See, Connor, I was gonna, like, that literally was the idea, was to animate it in corporate Memphis style, the worst animation style on the planet. And then I think another part of the reason why I, like, did not take up the mantle was because it's actually kind of hard to do that. It's actually kind of involved. So, and I was like, God, do I really want to, like, commit myself to a month of, like, animating in a style that I truly find disgusting? And I guess I decided, no, I don't. But yeah, we kind of, like, plotted out 3 or 4 video ideas for, like, BrainBlink beyond the advertisement that would just, like, have us being, like, the founders of the company, and it's like this weird sort of startup meme thing. But never happened. As a bazillion things do, it died in the idea stage. A shame. Yeah, I think I made the right decision as well. So, what else? This is making me realize that, for Saturday, if there's space in between calls, I should prepare things to say, because I've got nothing. But that's sort of my MO in life, is really kind of just waltzing in unprepared. But yeah, to go back to what I was saying earlier, I am working with Mr. Slouch on something new. We have got, I've written the thing that will exist already, and Slouch is working on his end of it. So I'm done. I'm recording the audiobook for Ashtray for this book, and I think I just need to get to doing more. It takes so much longer than you might think. It's like a huge bitch. But I have already got the voice for Violet. That's all recorded. That's done by an actual female. That's cool. And so I think that will be more than just like a shitty audiobook. It will be an experience. Oh my God.
Call from
Yeah.
I cut it before your name. What's your name?
Hello. Oh, hi, I'm John.
Hi, John. I'm Thomas.
Oh shit.
Shit, indeed.
Sorry if I'm like queer. You hear me? It's really fucking cold in my room for some reason. But I just wanted to say, I've been really liking your book so far. I was one of the first people that bought it, and it came with the sticker.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, and I also wanted to say, I really like your content, dude. You and I found you out through Noak Eric. And
Unsurprising.
That guy's content is, his content is fucking weird. And as much as I liked it, I wanted a little break from that. And then I found your channel, and I was like,
it was like a little step back from that, but it was all the more enjoyable, you know.
Well, I thank you. Yeah, Eric's stuff. It's hard to be on the same level of insanity, but I'm glad.
You really compliment his videos though. Like it's not the same when you're not in them.
Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Eric's definitely, yeah, fun guy to work with. Yeah, saw him the other day. But yeah, he's got a new video coming that is, I think he's only getting crazier with his content. Less from like almost like the old sort of gross, like jarring, I don't know. He's less loud and rambunctious. The crazy has kind of gotten more subtle and surreal, which I'm enjoying personally. Yeah, how far are you in the book?
I'm like 2 chapters in because when I bought your book, I was already in the middle of another book.
What book? What book is beating my ass?
Fuck, I forgot the name. It's in my car, and I don't feel like going out there to go look at it. But
that's okay. Well, it goes to show that you made a mistake if you can't even remember the name of this stupid, shitty book that you decided to read that wasn't
I know.
mine.
I know the plot. It's about this dude who travels inside of Earth, and there's like some alien secret society in there, and he just learns about the life of them. It's like one of the first horror science fiction books in the late 1800s.
Weird. Sounds interesting. But I find with a lot of those old books...
not as interesting as your book, though.
I thank you. I was going to say, I find with a lot of really old books like that are like historically important, that they can also be like fucking unreadable.
Oh, yeah. Do tell, man. I have to search up words. Like, what the hell does that mean? No one's used that word in 200 years. Okay.
Yes, which that is also kind of fun. But yeah, I agree. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying my book. You know, you're 2 chapters in. I don't even, I've had people give me reviews all over the board where they're like, I love the beginning. And then other people are like, the second half is really where it gets stronger. And so I don't know what to think about what's good about it. So, you might be at your favorite part. The rest could be a shit experience for you. But I'm glad that so far you're enjoying it.
Dude, I really doubt it because, not to like sound unique, but I don't know. I kind of enjoy when things are kind of like mediocre. It's just kind of like funny to me.
Well, you came to the right place.
Yeah, it's just like I hate to be like a bully, but I guess I kind of find it funny when things are like an outright failure, you can at least laugh about that and laugh it off. But like when it's mediocre, it's kind of like forgotten, and I don't know. I think that's all the more funny.
Yeah, I think Eric and I were just talking about this idea where, if you attempt to do something grand, like nobody really bats an eye if you like make something shit, but like we're also trying to make some, but like you weren't trying to do anything that great, so it doesn't really stand out in any type of way. It's only when you try to do something lofty but like fail really hard that calls attention to itself, It's like...
Yeah, dude, I agree.
Like,
I think a good example of that would be, the movie that Tommy Wiseau made.
Right, The Room. Yeah.
The Room, yeah, that room.
Exactly. It's exactly that sort of idea, which I think will deter a lot of people from, going for broke, because you will look stupid if you fuck it up. I don't know how I feel about the book. I don't know that I think that it's mediocre. It could be good. Who knows? People have said it's good. My mom likes it.
I think it'll be good. I hope you didn't think I was gonna. I'm not thinking it'll be mediocre. I think it'll be good.
Okay, that's good. I hope it's at least better than that 1800s sci-fi thing.
I'm already kind of uninterested in that book.
Good.
I would read your book, but it's at my girlfriend's house right now, so I have to go get it.
It's evil bitches.
Yeah, she actually I read the back of the book to her, and it made her want to read it. So for all I know, she's probably reading it right now too.
She could be. And, I'll say, for inclusivity purposes, a girl wrote the back of book blurb. I didn't write that shit. That was my friend
Really?
Sophie.
Oh, that's
I could not. I tried to write a blurb a couple of times, but like writing a blurb for a book that you wrote it makes you feel retarded. I was like, how do I summarize this thing that I've been like fucking, picking apart for like a year now? I wrote 3 versions and they were all super cringe. And I just hit up my friend and I was like, she had read the book. She gave me feedback on it. And so she wrote that. And it's far less cringe to me because I can be like detached from it. And I think she's a good writer. So yeah, the book, yeah, that was her. Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her, dude. I also wanted to say whoever did the art on the front cover, that I thought it was really nice. I liked it.
Is Slouch, motherfucking Slouch Show on YouTube. He's an animator. You should check him out. His videos are sick. So that dude's a beast. If you know the Minute Hour, he's done a few Minute Hour animations as well.
Minute Hour. I heard of that guy. I think he was in 2 videos of yours, maybe.
Yes, he was. He's the voice in Voyeurism, and he's in the Raccoon Exterminator video.
Oh my god, I just fucking watched Voyeurism, dude, the other day. That was great.
Thank you.
I shouldn't waste any more of your time.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, John.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of your work, and I watched almost all your videos that come out, including your colonoscopy. I hope that went well for you.
It did. It came back pretty uneventful, which means that I just need to get different tests, which is cool and sick, and I love it.
I bet you do. I can't wait for the day I have to do something like that.
I know. Well, to be honest, it's my 3rd colonoscopy of my life, and I was just like, fuck it, let's videotape this shit, because why not? And so I've sort of realized if I do get any more weird, like, eccentric tests, I think I'm just gonna vlog them. Become the like Casey Neistat of disease. So, all right. Thanks for calling in, John. Thank you for buying the book. I really appreciate it. I hope you like it. Yeah. And maybe when I do another stream, you can call in and tell me your opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And if you ever, way down later the line, if you ever plan on making another book, I will definitely buy it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, there is going to be another book. There definitely will be. All right. Thank you. Talk soon.
All right.
Okay. I forget what I was talking about before that. During that call, I started anxiously using my ballpoint pen that my friend gave to me, and got a bunch of ink all over my hand. So that's something stupid I just did. Motorbomb. My thoughts on the book is sometimes there's a few chapters that get a little slow with little substance, and sometimes the dialogue is a little quirky, but there's some really strong parts I enjoyed. Yeah, I don't know what parts you're referring to. I probably agree. Yeah, and dialogue's just fucking hard. I don't know what to say. And I appreciate you just being real and honest. That's totally fine with me. As I said, I as I described before, I opened the book and read a page and was truly revolted. That said, glad it exists. But no, I feel you, brother. Like the introduction of the 2 skiers, the picture Isaac kept trying to get in front of the traffic light, and introduction of Violet. Are you saying those are the slow parts or those are the strong parts? Regardless, thank you for reading. People have given me positive feedback and negative feedback. And I take it all in, I guess. It's hard to actually take any of it into account because I've gotten feedback. Like I said, everybody has just the opposite opinion of everybody else about what they like or dislike. So I've realized that I just sort of have to realize what I've liked or disliked. Like sometimes people's comments and notes, like I'm totally just on board. Like you saying there's stuff that's slow, like I'm certain you're correct. And if you were to point me in a direction, I'd be like, fuck yeah, you're right. And it's just a matter of, I don't know, me trying to correct that for next time. But at the same time, I can't listen to people too much because certain people love things about the book that I'm just like, well, I don't want to lean into that. And then certain people love other things about the book, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's good stuff, but I need to also do this part. Have you thought about writing for a video game? You know, that would be fucking awesome, Connor, but you know, you be the one to put me in contact with Hideo Kojima or something. I don't have any connects like that. So, yeah, writing for anything would be fucking sweet, but it's like, I don't have any. Who am I? I'm just some guy who wrote a book that 100 people have, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying that, but I just don't have the connects. And it's not like I'm making my own video game because I'm retarded. So, now I get you, support you no matter what. Whatever you put something physical. Thank you, Motorbomb. Thank you. And I think, you know, like I said, it's like I'm writing the new stuff that I'm keeping a secret. And really, I'm just like peeved almost because I'm like, fuck, you know, it's going to be a long time before people get to see this. And they're reading my book now and they're having opinions about my book now. And I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers, like, just you wait. Just you wait, bitches. Hey, Manmouth. Yeah, and Mike, I totally agree with you. You can write my video game. I don't know how to make games, but I learned quick. Oliver, working with you in any capacity, I just know would be a nightmare. Nice. I bought it a couple days ago, says King Krong, and I will read it when it arrives. Fuck yeah. Thank you. Sheesh. You know, I totally forgot that I was going to like post on my social media that I was streaming. So let me do that. Let me fucking do that before another call comes in. How copy link. Boom. Pow. Let me screenshot the stream. My stupid face. Sorry, I know this is entertaining, guys, but this is just the test stream. This is the call-in stream number 1. Tune in on Saturday for the real fucking bullshit. Call in stream. Call in stream. Let me put a sticker link. Stupid, because I'm posting this and I'm going to stop streaming in like 30 minutes tops. Maybe not. Maybe we'll keep going. We'll see. Okay. Post. Now, let's go. Twitter. Feel free to call in 612-293-8091. Don't mind me. Feel free to interrupt my ass as I post to social media. Okay. Release the books page by page. With all the Elden Rings references in your stuff, I thought you wrote the story for Miyazaki. Yeah, you know, I did. You know, but let's see. King Krong is actually making a game called Moon Monks. It's about an alien that steals moons. Do I actually want people to call in? Yes, I actually want people to call in. What do you mean? Is that a goof? Why would I have the number on the screen? Slouch follows you. Well, that's good. Slouch follows me too. He's a cool guy. He's very nice. Notification got blasted out fast. YouTube's promoting it pretty well. Well, that's good. I'm glad YouTube promotes nothing of mine well. You love Slouch's art. Big reason you bought the book. Well, that's good. Honestly, even if you don't read the book, just having this thing on your shelf, in my opinion, is a fucking flex. You know? What were my main sources of inspiration for the book in terms of style, setting, content, characters, etc.? Let me take a mental breather to think about that. I don't know that I was like channeling anyone in specific. Like, definitely never when I was writing was I thinking about a particular person or author that I, whatever, anything in terms of inspiration, like directly. But I think my favorite authors are like Haruki Murakami and Dostoevsky. And recent people that I like a good amount are like Michelle Houellebecq, that sort of thing. So I'm sure some of that like bleeds into the way I've written stylistically. As I sort of mentioned before, Murakami's sort of like nothing characters navigating a magically surreal world, or Houellebecq's just sense of humor with these kind of piece of shit assholes that he writes. I love A Confederacy of Dunces. And Dostoevsky, I mean, if I could compare myself to him in any way, that would be cool, but I don't have the audacity to. If he has bled into my work in any way, thank God. Thank God for that. Let's see. You don't even have the bell enabled, Mikey? Well, I'm glad you're fixing that right now. King Krong. You've been reading more and more, so it's good timing. Well, I'm glad. I think my book is like a pretty easy read as far as it goes, and it's short. It's one of the things that I want to correct with the next book. Not that I want to make the next one a hard read. It shall not be, because Isaac is kind of a dumb guy. But I want to make it longer, and so it's going to take me longer, that sucks. But hey. Midnight Gun, Happy Flash Productions. I haven't read this yet. I'm sure it's great. Do you even have a copy? I've had an idea for a novel for a long time. However, I worry that I should wait and practice to do it justice. Do you have any thoughts on this struggle? Yes, I do. I mentioned this earlier in the stream. Just start. Just start it and write it, and, because then you'll have a book. And this was my practice. This was the practice book. The next one's going to be fucking sick. This one's fine. It's good. I mean, it's up to you to decide what it is, if it's good or bad or shit or great. So make the book. I started writing the book truly on a whim, and I hadn't up till that point because of what you just said. It was like the most I would commit to would be a short story. And I think you just got to say fuck it at some point and start going. You are basically the modern day Dostoevsky, to be fair. I mean, one can only pray. I was mostly curious about your decision to use a more stream of consciousness style of narration. I did do that, and I do that, and you're right. I don't know that was a choice. As I sort of mentioned, I started writing the novel kind of on a whim. So I didn't have a plot. And I just, like, pulled a character out of my ass. And, like, I remember, like, sitting down. I don't even know how I got the first pages out. But I was like, here's a guy in this situation, and the world is fucked. And the original, like, title that was always a temp title that I had was just, like, I wrote in the heading, it was just everything blew up except for me. And I think I had just seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. So that's where I was just like making a corny title on purpose. Just like everything is fucked, but I'm alive. And that was the concept of the book. And I was like, well, all right, here's this guy in an apocalypse. And each day I would wake up and I'd write for like an hour or two, probably some days 2 or 3 hours. And I would just expand the story, like truly on some stream of consciousness shit. And I've mentioned a lot of writers that I like, and a lot of them are clearly not stream of consciousness writers. But I do love a lot of stream of consciousness creators. One of my favorite rappers is Rap Ferreira. I feel like a lot of his stuff is very stream of consciousness. But again, I guess I don't think it was a LOL conscious decision. It was more a lack of preparation that led to that being the case. And I think that is almost where the the book can fall short at points because I didn't have anything mapped out prior. And I think in this follow-up, I'm trying to meet in the middle somehow, because it's like a lot of the best parts of the book, in my opinion, are when Isaac is going off on these tangents and just sort of musing. But I think if I could meet in the middle and have there be like a consequential plot where things are happening and like it matters and it's not just a bunch of bullshit, but also have the stream of consciousness, musing, journeying, place to place shit, I think that would make for a much stronger book. So, bro, if I could pre-order your next book now, I would. Thanks, Connor. You can't. There's stuff coming soon. I don't know how soon, but it's like there's shorter stuff. I plan to be putting out like smaller things as I write the next book to sort of like keep interest alive. I don't know, to do something, because I'm like, God, I can't leave people hanging for 2 years with nothing. UK fan over here, can't give you a call because of stinky calling rules. I feel like people have figured it out from overseas. If you like look up whatever the extension is and just put it before the phone number, I think you should be able to figure it out, Alex. King Krong, I actually find it hard to not to think of things. Tony, my cat is going mad because he thinks he deserves food, but he does not yet. I honestly find it hard not to think of things off the top of my head. It usually ends up being the amount of preparation my head lets me make. Yeah, I can relate. Streaming kind of kicks your ass though with censorship. I don't know. Blah 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 blah. King Krong. There will be more Ashtray streams in the future. So I'm sure we'll get you in when the book is all finished. What do you mean by streaming kicks my ass with censorship? I don't know. Streaming is whatever. I feel like I'm dog shit at it, but here we are. We're trying. Goodness gracious. Penis. But yeah, I'm starting to get fucking hungry. I feel my cat screaming his head off. God. I wish I could show you guys some stuff that I'm doing. I've been fucking just doing a bunch of bullshit. Hi, Ballin. How you doing? Let me see what's going on here. I'm gonna play a song until we get another call. Music. Let's see. Something Soothing. This is by Public Gardens. It's called Bumblebee. That painting on the top right there is a print from Mr. Felix Colgrave. He just put these out. I think there's still some for sale if they haven't sold out, but limited print from Felix Colgrave. It is a snail in a high heel, I believe, and it's fucking sweet. Shout out to Felix Colgrave, one of the best animators ever. I was about to say on YouTube, but fuck YouTube. Like, actually, just one of the best animators alive. So go check out Felix Colgrave's films if you have not seen them. Double King is one of the best shorts ever. And I will stand on that. So, yeah. What else do you guys see about my room that you find intriguing? What else is going on with you fellas? What's funny is putting this new video out of me getting a camera shoved up my butt. I have never lost more subscribers upon putting a video out than I did with that one. And I bet it's just because of my ass, or like just maybe people saw that I'm getting something stuck up my ass and that made them uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't know. Have I been sleeping on the sofa? Fuck yeah, I've been sleeping on the sofa. What, do you notice those pillows and those blankets? Yeah, I moved into this apartment, and I totally experienced. So I was going through some severe health troubles at the time when I moved into this apartment, which have not ended. They're not so severe right now, but you know they're still kicking. But basically, when I first moved in here, I was in a lot of physical pain like the first few nights, and so I couldn't sleep, and I like woke up a bunch, and had a really horrific like first 3 or 4 nights of sleep when I moved in the bedroom, and once the physical pain went away, I kept trying to sleep in that bedroom, but I couldn't. Basically, I found out that, like, from a friend of mine who's experienced a lot of insomnia, that my brain had sort of, like, associated that room with a dreadful experience trying to sleep. And so I developed severe insomnia only when sleeping in that room. So I bought a new couch that was much more comfortable and started sleeping on the couch in here, and I sleep like a baby, and it's great. The extension is blocked in your country. Damn. Sorry to hear it, Alex. Try it again. Ask if I'm going to try poetry after the novel. No intentions of trying poetry. I'm not much of a poet. What are my health problems? Am I okay now? I'll start with the second question. I'm okay enough. Things aren't great, but they're not horrific. I'm just trying to figure out what's wrong. The trouble with the medical industry is I've gotten all my lab work back and all my testing back, and now my next appointment with my GI is on the 30th. So it's just like, okay, all right, let me sit and dick around for another week and a half. So I don't really know but yeah. You didn't like the farts? Well, the farts were great. I love that part. The farts are great. Me and Eric's podcast plans. I think we're gonna get back to it. Eric's had a busy month too. So we'll get back to it sooner or later. Maybe not at the same schedule right away. But I very much want to get back to doing the podcast. When we stopped, I was having a real rough month, and things are a little bit better now. But I'm still just trying to figure some shit out with my life. So it's on hold. Blah blah blah. Man, I had like 2 endoscopy colonoscopy duos last year, and things really didn't get any better until I started taking Metamucil psyllium husk before sleep. Yeah, what's funny, all the laxatives and fiber supplements and shit, I've tried them, and they don't work on me. I actually just got this the prescription grade laxative Linzess from my doctor, and that helps a little bit. But I feel like it makes me feel insane. So I don't know if I'm going to take it consistently. But it's like, not being able to shit is only one of my problems. I also like the video. It was nice seeing you high as fuck and released from the grip of my usual cynicism. I know. Wasn't that nice? What are my symptoms? Doctors don't like diagnosing problems. They like throwing medicine against the wall until something works. I know. That is what they very much like to do. My symptoms, it's honestly, it's something I don't really want to talk about too much on the fucking, at all. Because it's just like, to me, it's boring, and it's nobody's business, and it's not something I want to like associate with my YouTube image. But the most annoying ones are just, I've lost a bunch of weight and I can't gain it back. And a lot of fatigue. But that's it. People want poop less. Some people want to poop more. Figure it out. Have I considered copious amounts of cream? Cream. I don't know what you're talking about, man. What, like, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. And you said you'll stop there, so I'll let you stop there. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. That said, I'm working, fucking working on new videos. Some stupid shit about my cats. And, honestly, I've just been like writing a bunch of shit. So I feel like not not getting stuff like lactose cream, milk. I just picked up some raw milk, brother. And so I have that in my fridge right now. I'm pretty excited about it. So I do drink a little bit of that raw milk, and that got that natural formed cream on top. It's pretty dank, pretty swag. But yeah, I've got a dumb short about my cats that I need to finish. That's like 90% there. I'm waiting on something from the Minute Hour for that to get that out. But what the fuck else am I doing? I got a sketch written that Matt Colbo will probably help me out with. But I just got to get around to shooting that, and then trying to get these audiobook recordings done, because I think I'm going to release that. Red, I've found that raw milk like actually expires slower than regular. But to be fair, I haven't had regular milk in a minute. But at least from the lady I get, I don't know what the fuck she does. Some magic spells upon it or some shit that makes it just stick around. Favorite book or genre? Besides the sort of slice of life type I mentioned already, can we expect more books featuring cats? Favorite book? For a minute, I've said Kafka on the Shore is my favorite book, and it probably still holds one of the top spots. It's by Haruki Murakami. And I wouldn't even consider that slice of life at all. I don't really read a lot of slice of life. I think the only reason my book is slice of life is because I was too short-sighted to write a plot. I don't think the next one will be considered slice of life as much. Yeah. Because I don't really consume... I do like stuff with plot. Can we expect more books featuring cats? Fuck yeah, we can expect more books featuring cats. Favorite genre? I guess surrealism, or psychological realism. I will read fantasy or sci-fi on occasion, or magical realism is another favorite. But I like kind of being grounded in reality mostly. Yeah, but I've been reading a lot of Junji Ito manga lately. It's really inspirational and funny. I've been reading the fuck out of Junji Ito lately, man. He's great. He's awesome. I was not super on board at first, and I think the writing is fine. I think the storytelling is fine, but obviously he's just an incredible artist. So just tuning in from that perspective, sweet, awesome. Bukowski on cats, more like Mammoth on cats. Haven't read Bukowski on cats. I do like some of Bukowski's poetry. I read his book Pulp, and I thought it was fucking dog shit. And I haven't read anything from Bukowski since. Did I have alternate ending ideas for Ashtray? The book actually continued for 6 more chapters, and I just axed them all because I was like, this is not needed. And basically my decision, because a lot of people have come at me your book doesn't have an ending, and I'm like, you're kind of right. And in my head, I was always like, well, this story's not done. So there's that. It doesn't end there. It continues. And I think I purposefully laid out a few things that were just the beginning of something, that I could explore later. I think when I decided to end the book, I think I was just sick of writing it for so long, and I needed to be okay, I did it. I wrote a book. Let me move on. Let me go back and edit or do something else. Yeah, the writing feels like he's just doing dark humor. I read Gyo, and that's just so fucked and dark. Yeah. Gyo is cool. I like that one a lot. Let me try. I like the shorter ones. I like Censor, and I like Black Paradox. And Uzumaki's good, and Tomie, not my favorite, even though that's the one people love. You know which one's awesome? His fucking cat diary. That one's sweet. Shout out to Junji Ito for making a cat diary. How epic is that? Ending a good book is probably impossible. Yeah, I mean, I think whatchamacallit, I think, some of my favorite books, as I approach the end, I start to get really sad. It's and I think that's almost indicative of like, because I'm like, fuck, this is ending. I'm like, and I just immediately want to reread it. Neil Stephenson's my favorite author, and he writes hell of a tale. Follow 800 pages of breeze, and I love it all. And does not know how to end it at all, but that's fine. It's a good trip. Yeah, I agree. I haven't read any Neil Stephenson. I actually just picked up my first Stevenson like a week ago. I have, I think, is Cryptonomicon by him? I picked that up. But what else? Does he have he's not Neuromancer guy, is he? Neil Stephenson. No, he's not. He's not. But I got Cryptonomicon at a used bookstore the other day, and I'm excited to read that. So, why Stardew Valley creator hated his game. James, I don't know what you're talking about. Going through the Tombs collection at the moment. I have not read that. I want to read that. I want to read more of the short story collections. I love the circus part of Gyo. I love that part too. Did I like cats before I had one? No. I was indifferent. I enjoyed them. I would pet them when I saw them. But I really fell in love with cats when I got one. Or actually when the client that I had been working for at the time got his cat, because I was working at his place all the time. That's sort of what inspired me to get a cat. So yeah. Blah 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 blah. I recommend Reamed. I don't know what is. Oh, my friends recommend Crypto above their. Oh, Reamed is one of his books. Okay, I see. As we speak, Ashtray is sitting right next to my Junji Ito collection. Irony. Well, that's a compliment. Stacking it next to Tony, shush. Thomas, I never learned how to read. I'm sorry. James, that's fine. You got your music creation capabilities, so I think God blessed you with ears, not eyes, So what I'll do for you, James, is I'll actually put in work on finishing this fucking audiobook, and then you can listen to it. How great would that be? It's a play on read me. Oh, I see. A dyslexic joke. I have no idea what to expect from Neil Stephenson. God. My voice after an hour of talking, getting sore. Hate it. I want to kill myself. But this is a good stream so far. I'm enjoying myself. Come over to my house and read it to me, please. James, I'm told you have demonic dogs, which is fine. I love dogs, but I'm told that they're loud and crazy. Would you be able to hear me above your loud ass dogs? I don't even know if you'd be able to hear me over me. These fucking cats going crazy. I think you normally get food around 5. It's like 4:15. Tony's a fat one, He's got a fat soul, and can't be quelled. He wakes me up at 5:30 every single morning. And tonight I have to go to my girlfriend's band's show, and I won't be home until probably like 12:30, 12:45. And gonna wake up at 5:30 after that. Unpleasant, just because of the stupid fat cat. I'm not one for naps, and I really can't fall back asleep after I've woken up. And I'm a morning person. I like getting up early. I really do. I love it. So I wake up and I drink my coffee, and I'm hyped to write for a couple hours, or I'm hyped to do, mostly that's what I've been doing lately, is I've been writing a lot. So I love the morning. It's just when I get to like noon and I've slept for like 4 or 5 hours, that's when I start to feel like shit, when the coffee starts to wear off a little bit. Yeah. Streaming. I'm so good at this. I'm the best streamer ever. Your dogs are pleasant and quiet, James? Well, then I believe you. How cool is my girlfriend out of 10? I was thinking about this the other day. My girlfriend, 10 out of 10 on the cool scale, you know, because I was thinking, you know, I've been playing video games more lately as my body has been declining. She, you know, my male friends have recommended me some games. All of them, not all of them, a lot of them, stupid recommendations that I don't like. And my friends have recommended me TV shows and animes and bands, and a lot of this stuff I don't care for. My girlfriend, every recommendation she makes is fucking 10 out of 10, killer, 100% cool. I recently beat Persona 3 Reload, and she recommended me that game. I had never played a Persona game before. And after that, she was like, oh, you should play Hades. Because I was like, I'm sick of Persona. I want to just play something that's like, you know, me fucking around. Whatever. And I started playing Hades. I've been playing the shit out of Hades. Now they just released Hades 2 Early Access, which I think I'm going to hold off on that. Beat normal Hades. Beat the shit out of normal Hades. Can't believe you support Big Tobacco with this book. I assume. You assume wrong. There's like no cigarettes in the book. He does not buy cigarettes in the book. He does not smoke cigarettes in the book. Ashtray, a fucking metaphor. You just finished Hades. It's so fucking good. Well, I'm jealous, dude. All I want to do is just play the shit out of Hades. I don't want to go to this show tonight. Do I play Helldivers 2? No, but I've been told about it. I have not looked into it. I don't know what's up with that. Is there any update on the book plates? Yes, in that, like, we're gonna make them and ship them out, but my girlfriend works a fuck ton now because she's, like, running a restaurant, basically. And, like, before she started running a restaurant, she, like, had time to, like, work on the book plate. And now that we hit a snag and the stamps came out backwards, because that's what happens when you stamp something. The ex libris came out backwards, and she was like, okay, I have to recarve, which is gonna go faster because she can use the reverse version to carve the new one. But now she has no time to do that because she's working all the time. So we're trying. It'll happen. I don't know when. I'm sorry. But you will get a book plate in the mail randomly, and like I will cover shipping and everything. You know, we will get those shits out. Can't believe you refused to support Big Tobacco with this book. You know, I supported Big Tobacco for like a few years when I smoked, and smoking is disgusting, and I still fiend for a cigarette whenever I get irritated or anxious. So as you could probably imagine, I love a smoke right now, which is annoying as fuck. It's the most persistent. I haven't been a smoker for a decade. It's such a persistent bitch. Still think about cigarettes, as you can tell when I write about them. Is the book itself a cigarette? Can I smoke the book? Yes, of course. I've always encouraged people to do whatever they want with the book. You don't have to just read it. Does the ambient smell of the air in the room change when Eric enters the room? You know what? So no, not really. Surprisingly, Eric doesn't smell. You'd think he'd smell just based on his appearance and demeanor. But that is not one of Eric's issues. He's loud as fuck. The ambient noise of the room rises, but he does not smell. I will assure you guys of that. Does not smell. You want to delete your message now. What message? Pro tip, eat the tar. All the benefits of smoking with no drawbacks. Interesting. Cigarette juice. I like cigarette juice. You know, I should get Eric to quit smoking. Yeah, you know, I have no sway there, buddy. I mean, Eric wants to quit. You know, I don't know. Like, I wanted to quit for a long time. You have to just do it. No one else can help you. Of course, I've told him he should quit smoking. You know, I've told him he should be less fat. People got to help themselves, or like ask you for help and actually want it. But, you know, oh, guys, I just got a new message from my GI provider. Wow. Probably more nothing. I bet Loud Eric told you my dogs were loud. I mean, who else would it have been? James. Of course it was him. Not to sell him out, but I might be misremembering that. Maybe, James, maybe he said you were loud. Maybe he said you were annoying. Maybe he said you were a furry piece of shit. I don't know. I don't think you're furry because I think you're rocking the dome, right? You should lock Eric in a cage, then he would stop smoking and lose weight. The problem solved. That's a good video concept, you know? Enforced weight loss and addiction kicking. Turns out your poo is a poo. Yeah, that is how that will go. That is how that will go. All right, guys, I'm going to demand one more person call in, or I will end the stream in 2 minutes. Because I'm getting hungry and I'm going to make myself some food or some shit. Buy the book. Has anyone bought the book? Did that guy who said he was going to buy the book right away buy the book? I don't think so. Whoever the fuck that was. I forget his name. Someone, Shane or John or... What was the other guy's name? It wasn't those two. Because I feel like those two guys had the book. It was the guy in between. Fuck was his name? Guys, this is the Jeopardy music. This is the fucking Jeopardy music, guys. Somebody better call in. There we go. All it took was a little motivation. Two people called in. You fuckers. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's up with you, man? What's your name?
Cecil, sorry about that.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
How you gonna tell me, hey man, what's up? And then, motherfucker. Somebody else called. I'm sorry, I hung up on you. Call in. Somebody, two of you called. I had to hang up on one, and I took the wrong call, clearly. Idiot. Fucking call in and say, hey man, what's up? And then say nothing. Don't make me put the Jeopardy music back on. Oh, wasn't my mic fucked up? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Fuck. Call back in. I even tried turning it up. What did I do? I'm so stupid. What is going on? It's not coming through my headphones. What the heck? Okay, now what? Something got... Okay, I fixed it. I'm sorry about that, Cecil. Call back in. I won't be an idiot this time. Oh, big idiot mammoth over here.
What the fuck, man? You asked me to call in and you don't even answer? What the fuck? I was going to buy your book tomorrow, but forget it. Forget it!
Well, I picked up for Cecil, who has the book. Fucker.
Call from.
I should wait for the name. I don't wait for the name. What's your name?
Kyle.
Kyle. Hi, Kyle. How you doing?
Yo, what's up?
Not much. Sitting here. My throat is kind of dry and raspy at this point.
Well, I don't have an Ashtray question, unfortunately, because I'm stupid and I don't read.
Okay.
But I have like a weird editor question.
Go.
So like, I'm broke right now, but I won't be broke in the future.
Okay.
I'm trying to find somebody locally who would be interested in, like, I make videos, but I pay them a little bit up front, like for an editor, as an editor. But like, I'm on your Patreon and I'm like, I don't really have great money, but I do like know tricks on like trading stocks and gambling. But like, that's a really weird thing to tell somebody. Like, I got a little bit of cash I can pay you, but I can also help you make money through this other thing. Do you think that's even remotely a possible sell to somebody, or do you think that's just stupid and just save up the cash?
So you're looking for a video editor is the point?
Well, kind of, yeah. Like, I tried to work with some people across, like, in India, and I tried to work with some people, like, in Texas, but I just got to work with somebody locally.
Right. And so, okay, here's my thoughts is I would be a little skeptical. I would never take that from somebody, but
Right.
I'm like, because part of me is like, well, if you're so convinced you can make all this fucking money doing this shit, why don't you do that and then have the money to pay me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if you want, my answer just straight up is because I'm a landlord and I got 3 houses. So it's like paying all the bills all the time, fucking draining right now.
And I totally understand that. But I'm also just like, yeah. In my head, I'm like, if your advice was so good, you'd be taking it and you wouldn't be broke yourself.
Right. So that's the goal for next year. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, it's such a hard sell. I totally get it. But I'm like, I don't know. I might just wait another year, but I would just like want your opinion on that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough sell unless you can really show someone like pretty concrete evidence that this works. And even then, I think it's a tough sell. If you want my honest opinion, I'm not saying your advice is bad. It's probably fine. It's probably good. I don't know shit about money or stocks, so it's like, yeah.
All right. Well, that was good luck on the book, man. I'm cheering for you.
Thank you. When you're not broke, get one.
I don't read. I'm like, maybe I'll get it as a gift to my
God
wife.
damn, you son of a bitch. All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay. Ashtray call. Need an ashtray call to go out on. I'm sorry, Cecil. Call back in. Of course, when I talked for like 20 minutes straight waiting for one of you fuckers to call in, and all I had to say was call, and then 4 of you decide to call in, you motherfucks. That's a good note. Good note for the next stream. I'll just repeat, hey, call in. So you idiots remember. Fuck, man. I'm tired. I'm hot. You can get this sexy looking book. And, that landlord fucker says he didn't read. I don't care. Get a copy of the book. You're on the Ashtray stream.
Call from
Cecil.
And I waited for the name this time. How you doing, Cecil?
I'm good. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I'm sorry. I somehow hit mute. And I don't know how because I didn't touch my keyboard. It was like God did some shit.
Oh, no worries, man. It's your first time. I get it. Stuff like this happens.
Yeah, this is why we're doing the test stream. So Cecil, how are you? What are your thoughts? What are your questions? I know you've been putting a lot in the chat. What do you have to say?
Okay. A lot of thoughts. A few questions. I guess I should start with, I liked the book. I thought it was pretty good.
Thank you.
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It wasn't, the best book I've ever read or anything, but
I would not
enjoyed
expect it. Yeah, and I would think you were lying or that you had read no books if that was the case.
Yeah, my degree's in comparative literature, so I've read a lot.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like a jerk reading, some people's books, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't very good. But that's because I've got a lot of stuff to compare it to. But I enjoyed yours. It was entertaining.
I'm glad. I hope that's all I can ask for.
Mm-hmm. I guess a few questions. So the book was pretty nihilistic, I would say. Do you think that reflects your real attitudes or philosophies about life? I mean, are you kind of nihilistic?
I don't know. I think outwardly the character is very nihilistic, but I think his actions sort of betray him a little bit. And I think perhaps I function the same way, where I think I'm a bit of a pessimist, but sort of I think it was Chekhov who said, pessimist of the spirit, optimist of the will.
Yeah.
So that, I think that is sort of how I navigate the world, because I don't believe in nothing, but I sort of recognize the bleak nature of existing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. I agree. Great pull with the Chekhov quote. I was just thinking about that as you were talking.
Well, thank you. I have to make myself seem smart.
Yeah. Another question. So I guess just two more questions.
Let's get it.
When it comes to the AI, I think it comes across like you have a pretty negative attitude towards AI, both in the book and in, you made a video about AI a couple months ago, I think, or it might have been a year ago now.
Yes.
So I guess as an artist or as a creator, as a writer, a guy who does all these kinds of, creative pursuits, are you generally pessimistic towards AI? Do you not like it? I mean, personally, I'm a Luddite. I would destroy all technology if I could. And
you would
live in
go
a stone age.
full Dune on these bitches?
Yeah, Butlerian jihad and everything.
Yes. Okay. All right. Good to know. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's not. It doesn't look great. The art is shit. It's just all shit, man. It's like, I don't like it. I hate what it's done to I'm dealing with a lot of this lately, but I hate what it's done to customer service. I think people are just not accounting for what it's going to do to society if a lot of these things get implemented the way that these like sort of tech bro losers are suggesting. I think it's going to fuck the world up in a lot of really negative ways. And so I think the book I've yet to see, I don't know, like really good applications for it, except for like people fucking making, memes of Drake, like, right? So,
right.
I'm just like, what? I don't know. It's bad. It sucks.
Yeah. And I also think we've kind of sort of crossed the Rubicon at this point where it exists and now it's never going to go away.
Yeah.
People are just going to keep trying to use it more and more. And there was a movie that came out of, I think last year, it might have been a couple months ago. What was it? Oh my gosh, I was just talking to my brother about this movie.
What's the plot?
Late Night with the Devil, that's it.
Okay.
And it's a good movie. It's a horror movie. I really liked it. But there was one scene where they used AI. And personally, when I was watching it, I couldn't tell. I only found that out afterwards when I was like reading about the movie.
Yep.
But just seeing that was really disheartening because it just makes you think, this is going to become more and more common.
Yes, it will.
It was a scandal for that movie, but eventually it's just going to be normal.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I saw I think it was Childish Gambino posted a job posting, and it was they wanted somebody to and it was literally just professional AI prompt generator. And to be a head of the art direction for this thing. And I was like, is that what art is going to become? A bunch of people putting words in a text box, it's gross. And it's it's going to fly under the radar. It's good enough that it's going to go over our heads. But we are going to lose some essential human quality to art and consuming art that, yeah, it's bad. AI, bad. Thumbs down.
Yeah, I mean, I've got more to say about this, but I'll move on to my last question.
Let's get it.
So, aliens in the book.
Yes.
I guess, did you have any kind of larger thoughts on their inclusion in the plot? You mentioned that earlier in the stream, that you wrote 6 more chapters that you then scrapped. Would the aliens have shown up more? Oh, I guess spoiler alert for people who read the book.
Yeah, I mean I'm almost is the book even able to be spoiled? In a way, it's yeah, because it sort of functions the way it does. It's you're not reading for the plot points, I would hope.
Right.
But the aliens, they did not factor in later. And I feel at least with the one encounter, aside from Oscar's backstory, which I don't really, there's aliens involved in that, but it really centers around Oscar more or less. But the only other like encounter that Isaac experiences, I think they don't come in later, I guess is my point. And I just sort of wanted to toy with the idea of like, what is most people's experience of aliens? It's like they see some shit and then they never see some shit again. And there's a lot of that in the book where like I don't tie up a lot of loose ends.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
And I think people find that problematic, but I'm like, in my head, and I hate to do this, but I'm like, that is life. That's real life. I'm writing real life. But I can understand how in a book that might be sort of a fuck you. And that's not how I intend to have it come across. But that is sort of I'm not saying they'll never come back, but it's also like, if I decide that they won't, like, I'm totally fine with just tossing shit, at the wall and being like, yeah, that was a one-time experience. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Since the aliens, they showed up near the end of the book, I was kind of thinking, I only had a couple pages left. I'm like, is this how it's going to end? Is he going to get abducted and tortured and killed or whatever?
That would be great.
That's kind of what was... I mean, I liked the ending. I know you mentioned a few times that, you just decided to end it and that it's kind of aimless plot-wise, but I think the ending does work because it gets to the same point that a lot of post-apocalyptic media gets to when the characters, I mean, either they survive or they don't.
Yeah.
Here, the main character, Isaac, he's kind of figured out the loop, what he needs to do to stay alive until the summer, right?
Right.
He just needs to siphon electricity from batteries. So, I mean, what more could there have been unless something, tragic happened to him?
That is exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
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 And I think people, I don't even, because it's been a thing that people have brought up repeatedly where like, but there are people who like the ending as well. And I do. And I made it that way because I prefer it that way. But like what the following chapters that got cut did was just kind of like tie up a lot of loose ends and like do a little bit more problem solving and be like, oh, a little epilogue. Like here he is, like, and I was like, fuck that. I don't know. I don't need that. Like, some of my favorite books end and leave you with a feeling of like, God, what the fuck, and I don't think my book does that. I think it's kind of a soft, let go. But I don't know. I do like things that don't, I'm glad I didn't tie it up too neatly, I guess is my point. And I don't think it's necessary. I think the people who are upset about that can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I think it might also be kind of a cultural thing. I know you mentioned you read a lot of East Asian books or Murakami specifically.
Yeah.
And I know in a lot of Japanese media, I've read a lot of Japanese literature, seen, anime, all that.
Right.
They're more okay with having open-ended endings.
Yeah.
But Westerners, if you're in the comments section of any video, they're like, oh, why did this anime not have a real ending,
Yeah, and it's like it did, that. You fuck. Yeah, but it's also like I was thinking even, it's not my favorite Murakami book, but Norwegian Wood, it's, a very famous one.
Yeah, that's the one I read.
Yeah, and okay, great, because the ending of that is like insane. He's like, he just goes inside a phone booth to call the woman that he's sort of decided to, actually decide to fall in love with, and the book just falls apart. Like he suddenly can't hear her and he's thrust into like a liminal void. I don't even know what happens. And I remember putting that book and I was like, why the fuck did he do that? And as I've sort of sat with it more, it's one of the most memorable endings and I really love that book and the way it makes me feel. So I'm just like, I don't know. I can't make sense of it, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't think, I don't know. And like I said, it's like, I think I'm glad in a way that people are upset about the ending because it means, well, I'm glad that people want more. I think better that than to have overstayed my welcome and stuff. So.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, just one last thought, then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Have you thought about advertising the book on other websites, like buying a banner ad or something? I know you can do them on 4chan for pretty cheap.
The thought has definitely crossed my mind. I've done zero practical things towards getting that done. But I probably should do that. I don't know. I don't know anything about advertising or promotion or anything. It's like I don't even know where I'd start. Like, what was the website you just said?
4chan. People like it.
Oh,
There's
4chan. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a board on there for literature. I don't use it because it's full of, idiots.
Yeah.
But people who write books, very bad books, worse than yours, they buy banner ads, and people actually going on the site buy their book. So I figure, you might get some success out of that.
Okay.
For some
All right.
people.
So what you're saying is I should hawk my book to some idiots.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. I'm sure it'll get me a couple of sales. I'll look into that. I should look into just like Google ads or whatever the fuck, because I know that they just put it like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for calling in, Cecil, and thanks for reading the book. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Well, again, I'm glad to hear you say that as a sort of Mr. Comparative Literature degree man. Because it means smart people can read the book, and yeah, and not I don't expect anyone to come away from if people come away from the book thinking it's the best book they've ever read. My conclusion is they need to read more.
Yeah, I agree. When I first saw you advertising the book, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, no offense to anyone, but are these guys, are your subscribers really going to read a book?
I mean, that's a fucking.
And I mean that in like the nicest way possible.
Yeah. No, I literally was thinking the same thing. And I mean that in the not nicest way of they're idiots, of course. Like, who's going to, who of these people reads? And I'm very glad with the amount of reception I got. I think for a lot of the people who buy it, it's going to be the first book they've read in years. And, hey, if I can do that, that's, I hope that's a good influence.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
All
thank
right,
you again
Cecil.
for the book and all that.
Yes. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Yep. Bye.
Boom. Okay. All right. I'll give you guys a minute for like one more call maybe to come in. If nothing comes, I'm going to end the stream and make some goddamn grub because I am exhausted and kind of hungry. Oh, somebody placed an order for a book. Shout out to you, Carver. Thanks. New voicemail. Oh, I read that one. Or I played that one. Okay, let's see what happened in the chat while I was talking to Mr. Cecil. Oh, Carver bought the book because of Cecil's review. Nice. Thanks, Carver. Blah, 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 blah. Trying to speed read the chat right now, fellas. I'm sorry. A lot of talk about AI. Okay. Yeah, Cecil, you fully did convince Carver to buy it. Good. I'm glad. Get ready for a scathing review, coward. You better. I mean, I'm going to do more call-in streams like in the next few months, just sort of surrounding the book because that's all I've got to talk about. I'm looking forward to your scathing review, you bitch. Okay, now the cats are really going because they know it's time. Oh, it was me. I see. Okay, I convinced you. Oh, I'm glad. Cecil brought that out of me, so I'm going to give him the sort of alley-oop credit. Let's see. All right, guys. You know what? I'm going to go eat. Give you guys about 4.5 more seconds here. Oh, wait. I missed a call. Shit. Sorry. Hey, 4 in number. Call back. How did I miss that? Can I call you? I'm going to call you. Let's see if this works.
You don't have enough credit to make this call.
Bitch. God damn it. Sorry. I don't know who that was. Well, Tony, come here. Come sign off the stream. Come here. Tell these people I need to eat because you need to eat. Okay. So, boys, What do you got to say? What do you think of the book? Yeah? That's not a very good review. Okay, 10 out of 10? That's pretty good. How good was it? Be honest. Good? That good. Tony. Okay. It was quite good. So if that didn't convince you guys to buy the book, if you're still on the fence, I don't know what will. Okay? But yeah, thanks for tuning into the stream. There's another stream that's going to happen Saturday. I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to stop the stream.